Welcome everybody to my first episode of Bedwars and my first video on YouTube ever. Along with me having never done live commentary before, pretty much nothing can go wrong. Today we're going to be talking about how I was a high school rebel. Okay, I wasn't actually a high school rebel. I know that it says that on the thumbnail and all, but I mean, I had to like figure out some way to get people to click on this video, and that was like the best thing that I could think of. My first video and it's my first video on YouTube and I'm already clickbaiting people. This is phenomenal. My YouTube career is off to a phenomenal start. But anyways, let's move on to like the actual story now. Well, in high school, our assemblies were held at, I'd say about like 10 o'clock in the morning to a little bit before 12 o'clock noon. So, I mean, it was always nice to have like lunch immediately afterwards. I mean, we'd always have these people on student leadership just trying to hype up our assemblies like they were the greatest thing since canned bread. And I mean, it's like, it's an assembly, not the greatest thing in the world, but whatever, man. It's whatever. I mean, I don't know, it was just so strange seeing people just so happy and outgoing, and I'm just like, I cannot relate to this at all, you know? These people are extroverted, and I'm just the complete opposite of that. But yeah, it was just so strange to see people acting like Disney employees, you know? They were just so happy, and I'm like, are you being held at gunpoint? You know? And they'd be like, no, like, assemblies, this is amazing. Please come to the assembly. And then the day of the assembly like actually comes, and for some reason this particular assembly is being held outside for some reason, and you have to keep in mind that it was late August, so the weather is kind of the opposite of cold, so it was very, very fun being boiled alive, you know? I think the school was just trying to do like a speed run to see how many kids that they could give skin cancer in a short amount of time, and I have to say they were doing a pretty great job at it. Is this guy... Okay, I just had to open that chest like 2 times. I'm very, very good at this game, but yeah. I mean, we didn't even have like one of those Starbucks umbrellas where it just gave you like 12 kilometers of shade. And it was just terrible. But anyways, the day the assembly like actually comes, and then me and my friends were sitting outside on the grass waiting for the assembly to like actually begin. Until one of my friends comes up with an absolutely brilliant idea that would get us into absolutely zero trouble at all. You know, what if we just went to McDonald's? For context, there was about, I'd say like a 20 to 25 minute walk to McDonald's from where our school was located at. So it was always pretty convenient to like have around, because during lunchtime we would just, you know, be able to like get a ride there. If we could like actually find someone that knew how to drive us safely. I mean, our school they didn't have the greatest of drivers, you know? It's like people drove at our school that like they had someone pregnant in the passenger seat, or like they themselves were like bleeding out and had to rush to the ER. People are not that great at driving at our school. Anyways, me and my friends decided that, or like me and another friend decided that, hey, you know, we should just go to McDonald's because it was way better than just having to like sit through an assembly for 2 hours, you know, just sitting there in the sun. Because it was already bad enough that we had to sit in the sun, but you have to keep in mind that it was like 10 to 12, like in the morning. It was 10 o'clock in the morning or so. And you have to keep in mind that high schoolers, like so many of us just wanted to crawl back into our beds and then just hibernate for the rest of the school year. Now, you might be yelling at me through the screen like, oh, I don't know, man, like 10 o'clock, that's pretty good. That's like a pretty good time to be awake and to, you know, actually be doing something productive. And I mean, I'd agree with you, but you have to keep in mind that we were high schoolers, okay? And high schoolers' bodies are just built different for some reason. I don't know what happened, but okay, it's like last day of middle school, you have a permanent coffee boost, you have unlimited amounts of energy, and you've got enough energy to just light up entire cities for years upon years. But then freshman day of high school, nope, your sleep schedule is gone. It's ruined. You can kiss it goodbye. You might as well have not even had like a normal sleep schedule in the first place. You have sharp swords. And I need to leave. Okay, high schoolers were like sleep-deprived vampires. And you know it's bad when even vampires are sleep-deprived. I actually don't know if it's bad that vampires are sleep-deprived. I mean, the only information that I know about vampires is that they like chocolate, and that's on my cereal box. Yes, the very, very trustable source for all your information needs. Cereal boxes. No, that's like Facebook tier of information. Hold on a sec. Would you like to die? Thank you. Oh. Alright guys, well since last game that guy decided to call me an idiot, I've decided to give up Minecraft for good, and from now on my channel will be strictly Roblox, and all my videos will be about making friends. So let's take our first steps today and make a friend. Would you like to be my friend? Oh. Okay, high schoolers, we're just not designed to be awake in like the parts of the day where the rest of the world is actually active and doing something productive. If sunlight even like grazed our skins, we would just disintegrate into a pile of dust right there on the spot. But yeah. What was I talking about? Oh right, us going to McDonald's. So then yeah. Me and two other guys, we decided that, hey, you know, let's just go to McDonald's. And then everybody else in our friend group was like kind of iffy about it, which, I mean, it's understandable because if you would get caught, the consequences would be like pretty devastating. But I mean, it's like, there's no way we're gonna get caught, right? Like, nobody's gonna see us go to McDonald's and then follow us. Is this guy going for me? Oh, dang. Getting there pretty quickly. I gotta hurry back. So then yeah, me and two other guys, we like got the orders of everybody else from our friend group, and we got some money from them, and then we decided to like set off on our journey to McDonald's. So then fast forward a bit, you know, we actually like get there, we don't get run over or anything like that. We go inside a McDonald's and then we place our orders, and then, you know, shortly afterwards we like get our food and all that, and then we're about to leave until I like check the time on my phone, and we still got a pretty considerable amount of time before the assembly like actually ends and we have to go back to school. So I just turned to my friends, I'm like, hey, you know, since we've got plenty of time, let's just like sit here, eat our food, because we've got time to kill. And they're just like, oh yeah, you know, that's a pretty good idea. So then we sit down at our table and then we're about to eat our food, until one of my friends looks up and he pauses. And then my other friend, he looks up as well. And then he pauses. And then I look up. And then I pause. Because do you know who it was? The campus supervisor. For context, the campus supervisor, I mean, even though it's literally in the name, but I'll be nice and tell it to you guys anyway. They would just basically like wander around campus to make sure that nobody was skipping class, dealing drugs, committing acts of terrorism. You know, the normal things to be expected at our teenage years of age. But then yeah, we saw one of our campus supervisors just waiting in line at the McDonald's, and then we just looked at each other like, and we knew immediately what we were thinking of at the same exact time, that we all collectively need to get the heck out of there. So then we're just gathering all our stuff, but then I guess our campus supervisor, she like senses a disturbance in the force or whatever, because she just immediately turns around and then makes direct eye contact with us and us only, even though there are like tons of other people in the restaurant. And then we're just like, uh-oh. I mean, we stuck out a lot because we looked young and we had backpacks, so no students would, you know, really be there because it wasn't close to lunch. And then one of my friends literally had a shirt that had our school's name written on it in bold Times New Roman font. So it was pretty much the ideal situation to be in, is what I'm saying. So anyways, our immediate reaction was to go up to our campus supervisor and dab her up, play hopscotch. You know, we're playing some double dutch jump rope as well, because why not? It's a fun game. It's a fun little activity. Hold on a sec, I need to get this guy's bed, but he's not letting me. I'm just here to view your finest mattresses, sir. Would you be so kind as to let me view your mattresses? No? Alrighty then. Hello. That's a very nice mattress, sir. The customer service, they're not that great at attending to the customer, but you know what? It was a fine mattress, so I'll give it like 3 stars. So then yeah, our campus supervisor, we were doing like our secret club handshakes and all that, and then everybody else in McDonald's had joined in as well, and then they were also doing secret club handshakes, and they were also playing some hopscotch with us. I'm kidding, by the way. If you couldn't tell, that was a joke. If your body goes into like flight mode from seeing a serial killer or something like that, don't go up to the serial killer, don't dab them up, and whatever you do, do not play hopscotch with them, okay? You run, you get the heck out of there. So anyways, our campus supervisor, she just like slowly walks up to us, and then she's just like, what school do you guys go to? And then me and my friends were just looking at each other for like a solid 10 seconds. And then we're just like, until one of us finally speaks up and it's just like, Mount Everest High School? And then our campus supervisor just goes like, oh, okay. And then she just walks back in line. And then we're just all looking at each other like, what? That worked? You know? And then we just like smile at each other, and then we just plan to like get out of there, and then we do. But then one of my friends, he like forgets something at our table. Hold on just a sec. Yeah, but one of my friends, he forgets something at the table, and then he goes back to get it. But then me and my other friend, you know, we're like a dad that found plane tickets for a flight that leaves at 4 a.m. We are absolutely booking it. We were putting Usain Bolt to shame. We're like track stars. We're just getting the heck out of there as soon as we can. And then we've made some distance until I get a text on my phone and it just reads to come back to the McDonald's, and that our campus super found out that we lied about which school we went to. And then I just text him like, what? How? And then I mean, he doesn't reply back, but I'm just like thinking in my head, how? And you know, the lie about which school we went to would have worked if, you know, there was actually a school in our district called Mount Everest High. You can't place blocks there, sir. Thank you. But yeah, me and my friend, we like do our walk of shame back to the McDonald's. And then when we get there, she's making us write down like all of our names. And I like think of one last attempt to try and get out of the situation. Hello there. Are you gonna let me pass? Thank you, that's very kind of you. But then yeah, I think of like one last scenario or like one last lie to like try and get out of the situation by writing down a fake name. Like, I don't know. Prosto Faworka. That's a good fake name. But then yeah. I'm just not gonna break this bed so that I can talk some more, but then I decided against writing down the fake name at the last second because, I mean, I wouldn't want like some innocent kid to get into trouble. I mean, I'm not sure how many kids in my school would be named like Prosto Faworka, but I mean, I think our campus supervisor, she was old, but I don't think she was that old to like forget about the 3 kids that literally skipped an assembly to go to McDonald's. So then yeah, I just decided to write down my actual name at the last second. Anyways, I should get this guy's bed now. But then yeah, after we write down our names, our campus supervisor just like goes back to school, and she doesn't even give us a ride. Like, come on, dude. I'm just kidding. I didn't expect her to give us a ride, but yeah, whatever. Me and my friends, like, we just walked back to school, and since the assembly was still going on, we just decided to like eat our food then. And I mean, we weren't very happy eating the food because, you know, we knew what was about to come eventually. We didn't know when, our souls would be like reaped, but we knew that it was gonna happen eventually, you know. Wow, that guy's not a very good connection, but then yeah. Sixth period eventually rolls around, and then me and my friends were just like sitting in our classes until I get a slip from my teacher and it's colored purple. And I realized that in my classes that a lot of the troublemakers got purple slips, and I immediately started to like bust out the party decorations because, oh boy, mine was purple. Anyways, I got my purple slip and I decided to like slowly make my way to the principal's office because in my mind I was thinking, if I slowly get there, maybe the principal will eventually forget about me, or my soul just gets reaped like at a later date. I don't know. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. But then yeah, I make my way to the principal's office and it's like a final boss door. I'm just staring it down until one of my friends that I went to McDonald's with just like comes out of the principal's office, and I am just absolutely bombarding him with questions. I'm just like, are you getting suspended? You know, did the principal call your parents? What day is the execution? You know, the normal questions that someone would ask in this kind of scenario. And then my friend, he barely has time to reply because I'm just immediately called in right afterwards. And then I just give him like one last look of like desperation. I'm just like, please save me from this. But then yeah, I'm called into the office and I'm staring down the principal. It is just eye to eye. And then he has a very calm demeanor, which I honestly think is a lot scarier compared to like, I don't know, just being like one of those cartoon angry modes where it's just like steam is coming out of... I got afraid of that fireball, so let's not talk about that. But then yeah, I think a calm demeanor is like significantly scarier because I think it's way better than having someone be angry and steam is coming out of their ears and then you hear like a teapot noise. But then yeah, my principal, he just eventually he asked me like, okay, can you tell me as to why the campus supervisor has called you into my office? And then I'm just like, I'm stuttering a lot, okay? Just like this commentary. But then yeah, I eventually get the words out of my mouth, and I just said that I went to McDonald's during the assembly, and then my principal, he just slowly nods like, yeah, that lines up with what the campus supervisor told me and what your other two friends said. And then immediately afterwards, he's just like, okay, can you tell me as to why you guys skipped school to like go to McDonald's? And then I'm stuttering again. I'm just like, I sound a lot like it's someone trying to start up their boat engine, but then I just say that I got hungry. And then my principal, for some reason, he just like bursts out laughing. I don't know why, but I'm not kidding. He was laughing for like a solid minute, and then he just says to me like, hey, oh hey, did you save me anything from McDonald's? And then I just slowly start to unzip the zipper from my backpack, and then I like slowly pull out a quarter pounder, and then he's just like, no, dude, I'm kidding, it's chill. I'm just kidding. So then, you know, right afterwards, I mean, he doesn't even like lecture me, because I wouldn't even say it's like lecturing, because he's not like mad or anything, but he's just talking to me like I'm sort of like his friend, which is bizarre to me. Because, I mean, I could have gotten hurt and the school would have probably been like eligible for anything that would have happened to me. But then, yeah, he's just talking to me like I'm his best friend, and he just tells me to like not do it again, and then he just lets me go. You don't have a bed. And then he just lets me go like immediately afterwards. I'm just like, what? I mean I'll take it and all, but like wasn't like something bad supposed to happen to me? I mean, I'll take it. I don't know, man. Maybe like the quarter pounder I pulled out was like one of those RPG items where it adds like +2 to your charisma stat. I mean, it was amazing. I guess he must have been charmed over by my amazing charisma and my amazing speaking skills. But then yeah, I just go back to my class, and then after school is over, I text my friends and I'm just like, hey, you know, did the principal give you guys a punishment? And they're just both like, no, he just like talked to us normally and told us why we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do something like that again. And I think what happened was that our principal noticed that we weren't like thugs or anything. So, I mean, nothing was on our record. So he just decided to like let us go. You know, my parents didn't like text me like, why are you skipping school to go play in the McDonald's playpen? Like, what are you doing? I mean, no, I didn't get anything for it. Like, he told me that it wasn't gonna go on my record or anything like that, so that if I tried applying for college, they wouldn't be like, oh, well, you have these phenomenal grades and an amazing portfolio and all of that, but it says here that you skipped school to go to McDonald's and to play in the playpen. So, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to deny you access to Harvard. Goodbye, you suck. Get out of my office. I'm not here. I'm not here. I might be here. Oh. Shh. It's a secret. It's a secret. I think he found out my secret. But then yeah, after that happened, I just went home, riding on a pony, into the sunset. Come here, sir. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. I'm very, very good at this game. Please come back. Back, please. You're gonna fireball me, aren't you? I don't have a pearl. Are you sure you don't want the car insurance? Who is ye who wishes to attack? I offer a peace offering. Anyways, guys, that was my first episode of Bed Wars. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, oh well. You should still subscribe anyways because you love me. But yeah, if you guys have any feedback, please make sure to leave them down below in the comments. I'm always looking for ways to improve. And yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.